school. So
Right.
they're like, you're doing music, go to school for music. So I went to an advisor, and they were looked at all my whatever. What do they call it? I don't even remember anymore.
Your grades, your
Credits.
Your credits. Yeah.
And they were like, you can graduate, right? You can get an associate in social science right now and just go do the 2-year music program, which then can transfer into a university program. So I went and I did this 2 more years it was called professional music. So I got an associate in professional music as well.
Wow.
Or it was like something, I don't know, it's called some professional music degree or something. It's not something that I don't know how these systems work, whatever.
But you've got it.
I got the paper.
Fuck it.
But that school experience was sick. Like, I came in all cocky and stuff because I was like, I make beats. I know my shit. I was
right.
I was like, what are you guys gonna show me? Like, kind of deal. And then I go to music theory class, and they're like writing on treble clef, and
you don't know shit.
And the dude is like, just points you out randomly in the class, and it's like, okay, what's the next note you want to write? And you're like, and you get like 5 seconds, and if you don't respond, he's like, okay, you're done for it, boom. And you're like, what? You don't know. And like that, I came in, and at first I'd be like, what the hell is happening here? I was like, this is crazy. I was like, I don't, when you're like, I was so not like, some kids were there that already like, some of them were like piano. I've played guitar, and I know my MIDI roll. I knew my MIDI roll maybe by then, right. And I knew how to make thick drums. You know what I mean? And chop up some vocals. That was extensive.
That's it. Yeah, you were not working in the job, bro. Yeah, you were fucking writing music.
Was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I barely knew chords and like scales, and barely or not writing on paper or for instruments.
That helped you though?
Yeah. And so the first term, I totally was kind of not paying it for. There was a bunch of different classes I was taking. It was like, I was able to pick my own kind of program through it. So you had to there were like different categories of like level of class. There were certain ones I had to take all the music theory. I had to take all the keyboard and harmony. But I was able to pick between like digital recording versus analog recording class. Right. And I went with the analog recording class because I wanted to mess around with the hardware. And I was like, why am I going to go learn digital? They're just going to be showing me how to work in the DAW.
Right.
Like, I want to mess with the real stuff. And then there was like rhythm classes. And then I was able to pick history classes. There's like history of funk, history of rock, history of what else? There was like 3 terms of different history that I had to take of different music. And just a bunch of different music classes in general. Like, there was one where that was the stupidest class though. They lock you in the little room. And it was so old school. I couldn't believe they were making us do it. You're like, it was like a tape or a CD you had to pull out, right? And it's like a tiny room, and they got like a little machine, and it's basically got one knob, and it's basically for reading music, but it's like for you to get good, not at playing chords, but at going with time. Do you understand what I'm saying? When you're reading off the paper,
right?
So you're listening to a song in the background, and it's like, and you have to like tap a lot, and there's like, I don't remember what it was, either some kind of a click, and you have to like tap along with it, and the CD player is linked with the little machine, and it counts you every time you're off time, so it knows like. You gotta hit it like 128 times through this particular exercise. But it's like playing the Guitar Hero, like, but you're like without the visual aspect of it.
Dude, holy shit, that sounds so difficult.
It was the weirdest shit, and I was like, by the end of it, I was like starting to get busy too, and it was like and those were like the last classes I started to put off, and I was like, okay, I was like, I need to like, and I wouldn't come and like, you had to do it like throughout the term, and I would like stack them up until the end, and have to come in and do all like 20 exercises in 2 days. And I'm just there, like, pulling my hair out with a stepper. Bam, 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 bam. And the teacher, and you have to, like, come in. And the teacher sits outside in his office. And every time you're done with your exercise, you're like, hey, come check my count. And I'm, like, sitting in this room. My, like, director of the whole program is sitting outside there, just chilling, waiting for you to be done with the stepper. He loved me, but he was so mad at the end of it. He gave me like a good pass, like a C or a B. I think I definitely didn't get a B. I got a B on it probably because I wanted to get all A's. I remember.
Yeah.
The first term I got a D. I failed the theory class, and that dude was like the most hardcore guy. And I was like, first I had beef with him because he was just like, yeah, I was just so loosey goosey. I like don't do my homework, you know what I mean? I just pull up. Like I said, he would call you out for 5 seconds, but like he marks it every time, you know what I mean? But I'm like fresh off, like that's my first music class in ever, and he's not even gonna explain you. He's like, this dude doesn't care.
Right.
Like, so my first term, I kind of was like didn't realize, and I failed. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, and so the second term I came back, and I was like, okay, I got my flexing muscles on. I was like, let's get at it. So I started getting all A's. That was actually the first time in my life when I was getting all A grades in pretty much most of my classes. And I would retake I retook that failed one. That was the funniest part because I like failed the first term. So it was like, it was like fall. Then I got an A in the winter term. Then I got an A in the spring term.
Whoa.
Then I took the summer off of that class. And then I came back in September to retake like music theory 1 with the next whatever roll of college.
Right.
And he was like, what the hell are you doing back here? And I was like, you failed me. You failed me the first term. I was like, he's like, I don't remember that.
He remembers that.
Hey, what's up? And thanks for watching that video. You looking for more content now? I got your back. Go to my YouTube channel right now, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you turn on all notifications so you never miss any upcoming exclusive artist interviews, Sherman the Booth clips, new music, live sets, and more. This is your one-stop shop for everything electronic music. Cheers.